Hello! Hello. Uh, wow, I lost everything I was going to say. We're off to a really great start. I am your story guide for today's excellent one-shot we're going to be doing for They Came From Classified. For the most of you guys who have been watching the Onyx Path channel for a while, you guys have noticed that there's a Kickstarter going on. Currently, that Kickstarter has about 2 days left. 67 hours, if my math is right. Yeah, I know math, Edge. Don't look at me like that. They are at $44,191 of their $30,000 goal with 542 backers. And as I said, about 67 hours left to go on that. They have unlocked a bunch of stretch goals, such as new archetypes. They've got t-shirts for both the They Came From Classified and They Came From the Cyclops' Cave. New director screens for both of the games, digital wallpapers, all this good stuff. But they are about $800 away from unlocking new cinematic powers, which is like the game-changing writer's room stuff that you spend rewrites on that alters whole scenes and stuff that we've selected here from the little sneak peek manuscript we got to run this. I can tell you right now, I can only benefit from more. There's already so much good stuff in there that I can't wait. I couldn't possibly imagine what else they have to put in there, but I'm very keen to see it. With that spiel out of the way, once again, I am your story guide, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. He, him, all my pertinent details, but I'm not that important. Our main people that are important, however, are the people you see on the screen. So we'll start with someone who's always nice to me and won't insult me right off the bat. Let's start with Jeremy. Who are you? What do you do? Pertinent details, all that good stuff.
I like how you said that, but in chat I'm all like, oh, you know math, huh? Come on, math quiz.
Oh, God.
I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. It's been a while since I've been on here, but thanks for having me. I'm playing Marvin DeGale today. He is the quartermaster for the group, commonly called M. He calls himself Marvelous Marv, expects everyone else to, but no one does. So M is good.
Excellent. Starting with the next person who frequently does insult me and push me to be better through friendly bullying. Edge.
I'm not a bully. I'm me. But I am playing Roland Rex. He's an adventurer, international superstar. Takes breaks in between cuts and goes on adventures. Not much to him other than that he's a badass, that kicks ass and takes names and then, loses the paper afterwards. So, yeah.
Excellent. Next up, the person who made me who I am today. Also frequently subtle insults, subtle digs, as any loving mother should. Ma! Pertinent details.
We've already been through this. If you'd stop waking up and choosing violence, then I wouldn't have to give you subtle insults to pull you back from the land of goddom that you love to live in. I am playing Silver DeMarco. She is the operative to the insane men that surround me at the moment.
Excellent. Next up, who is a little bit of a newer addition to our cast over here at Rolling Nomads. Isaiah, if you care to introduce yourself, tell us who you're playing, give us all pertinent details.
Maybe. I always go last. You ever notice that? I always go last. Maybe it's because I'm the youngest. I don't know. Anyway.
Small boy.
I'm playing Tracy Morgan. He's a young detective, son of a dead detective, taking up his father's mantle. Said, I'm going to carry on this name, do detective things. He calls Marvelous Marv, because he's young and still thinks that's cool for some reason.
Top tier. Love that.
Nice.
Excellent. Today, as I said, we're going to be highlighting some They Came From Classified. Under normal circumstances, I'd have a little bit more time. This is a one-shot, so we're going to be borrowing from some of the missions that are currently in the manuscript. So all the wonderful writers, Matthew Dawkins, Hiromi Koda, You may recognize some things. Please don't yell at me because I'm about to butcher some of your work. It's with love.
Interpretation is the word you're
Yes,
looking for. You're
absolutely.
interpreting.
Adaptions.
Right.
Excellent. Exactly. So they came from Classified, and for those of you guys who don't know, we just done the Kickstarter stuff. They came from Classified, and they came from Cyclops' Cave as part of a double feature. They came from series is all about your favorite movies and the tropes and things like that. Cyclops' Cave delves into more, Odysseus, like the Odyssey, the Iliad, the fantasy-esque, but like still kind of rooted in the myth and legend of things. Classified are your spy movies. So 007, you've got, if you really want to get some comedy in there, you got Austin Powers, Jason Bourne, all those people. We're probably going to lean more action comedy. So we're, I have rambled for long enough. So let's get started, shall we? Let's set the scene, get the mood going, all right? You, dear viewer, you are a part of this story as well. You, one day, Monday, at about 4:00 p.m., decided to go see a movie. For some reason, you may be off of work, you may have some time off school. Whatever is the case, you decided to ignore the blockbuster hits, all of the superhero movies, the Marvel movies are coming out. No, you need something to make you feel at home, right? Maybe you grew up with your grandparents and you decided, they loved James Bond when I was a kid. Maybe there's some spy movies out. And by luck, there is a spy movie out. Something called Bronzefinger. Now, you buy a ticket, you go get your popcorn, you go get your soda, you sit down in the seat and realize that no one else is in the theater. Could either be a really great sign, such as it is with a certain Marvel movie that came out this weekend and apparently no one saw, or a really bad sign that people have seen this movie and it could be a terrible movie. However, you've already paid for your ticket, empty theater, you can kick your feet back up, and it's your time. You get some time to yourself in this empty room. Silver screen begins to come to life as the lights begin to dim down low. You watch through the trailers, you watch through the upcoming attractions that are released for the coming up in the summer of 2022. No movies made by this particular studio that have presented Bronzefinger, though. One hit wonder, maybe. Either way, you bought your ticket, might as well give it a shot. The credits begin to roll. You see names pop up here and there. Jeremy Hogholter, Rashid Edgington, Don Ramos, Isaiah. You see character names that are unfamiliar. Our opening sequence. The first scene that you see is a gentleman breaking free from his restraints. The chains clatter to the ground. You can recognize this place as higher tech prison cell. You see a guard outside his door open the door, checking in, see what all the noise and the fuss is about, is quickly taken out with a blow to the back of the head with some, looks like may have been a bed leg or a chair leg. The gentleman, prisoner, waltzes out in his blank white scrubs, no identification on his left pectoral. All of the prisoners in this hall look to him, shouting. Noises occur. The theater is loud with the noise of prisoners begging to be let out. This man is free, and they would like to be as well. But still he strolls through this hall. Gets to the end, using the guard's keycard that he had taken off from the unconscious guard, looks back at the inmates, still shouting for him. He smiles and scans it into the keycard and walks out, leaving them to their fates. The credits, the title sequence Bronzefinger. As you see the man walk, the camera pans in on him with his thumb and three of his fingers in his pocket, tapping his gilded finger along his thigh, melodically as if to a tune. Your movie has begun, viewer. The next scene you see is a lavish casino. It fades in, the music dies down from that epic title sequence, that chorus, likely by Hans Zimmer, if we could afford him, into a slow, melodic, almost ambient space, something that a casino would be playing. You see a gentleman in a suit and a tie, well, a bow tie. He sits the martini, sets it on the bar. Bartender comes by, asks him, "Same?" "No, I think I'll have it stirred this time." Bartender nods, goes to make his drink. He looks to his left and to his right. Puts his finger to an earpiece. "DeGale, do you still have eyes on? Can you see me?"
Yes.
Excellent. So, narrative control over to you, M. This man who's speaking to you is Agent 117, a legend in the agency. Said to have taken out Bronzefinger in the past. He was the reason he was in prison. Most recently, he's come off of a mission, sort of double-sided mission, where Dr. Sometimes and the assassin with the platinum gun teamed up in order to do some dastardly deed. He should be taking some time off, but here he is, lending his expertise to your team.
My palms are all sweaty because obviously I've, no disrespect to my team members, but I've never worked with an agent of this caliber. And I dropped my pen again. I'll pick up my pen and make sure it's not the one that shoots out the darts. So what am I doing? Am I trying to get an eye on somebody, or?
So as of right now, your guys' mission is to... The agency has seen fit to have you guys kind of under the tutelage of 117. He's unofficially leading this op. Bronzefinger is supposed to be in this casino meeting with one of his contacts. Agent 117 is supposed to be finding him, apprehending him. You are to keep an eye out, kind of overwatch. You guys are all spread out throughout this casino, keeping your various reconnaissance, looking for Bronzefinger and watching each other's backs.
Do I see anyone else?
The first roll of the night.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say cunning, kind of looking around, keeping a look of the area, and whatever skill you would like to use to kind of survey this space.
That is a good question. I would say survival, but I have nothing, so I'm just going to roll cunning.
You can also commonly used are empathy or integrity. If you'd like to take a peek into those, it's entirely up to you. Or enigmas is solving.
Sorry. I like it. Enigmas.
Yeah, enigmas will work.
Okay. And it's 8 and above is a success?
Yes, correct. You guys' target number is 8.
1 success.
1 success. Unfortunately, not enough to notice something that's particularly strange or would set off your expertly tuned spy senses. But the plus side of this system is you gain a rewrite. Rewrite is a shared pool for all of you guys. I would encourage all of you guys to keep track of that. That's what you guys use those cinematics for. Those are the strange things that suddenly the movie cuts to a different things. The actors are clearly wearing a different color tie, hair is done up a different way, and the scene is altered.
So I'm going to glance down at my pens because I know one of them shoots the tracker that I'm trying to mark Bronzefinger with. The other one was, in case of backup, and it's like a tranquilizer dart. And I shouldn't have put them in the same color pens. So I'm going to glance around. Is Silver anywhere around me?
You can see Silver. Silver. I'll say this, because this casino has sort of multi levels. There's the ground floor, and then there's the walkways and pathways where you can find other games, and there's like the little viewing space. You can look down on other people, possibly seeing their cards. Maybe it was designed like this, maybe it wasn't. But Silver, where would you be? Would you be close to M?
Close enough for him to see me, but I'd like to be up a little higher.
Excellent, excellent. Before we transition over to you, Silver, Marvin, what are you wearing for this attire for tonight's casino op?
I've gone probably a little too over the top, and I have like a reflective silver, not like chrome silver, but like that silver that kind of shines, tuxedo. Spent way too much on it just to try and impress 117.
Excellent, excellent.
I do have also a bow tie because it has a camera in it, so when I straighten it, I can take pictures.
You look around for Silver, straightening your bow tie, kind of reflecting on 117's words when you saw the attire. Conspicuously non-conspicuous. I like it. Cool and suave as can be, 117. You make out Silver in the crowd. Silver, what are you wearing tonight? What is the attire and garb?
Are we in the Bellagio or are we in the El Cortez?
I would say more leaning El Cortez. For anyone who's from Las Vegas, you'll know what we mean. If for anyone who's not, I am sorry.
She would have forced herself to wear a skirt just so she could, try to blend in and look feminine. Probably leather. Tank top with the skull on it. But it's sheer, so it looks good.
Very nice.
She looks bored, though. She's not impressed with being with 117.
Fair enough. It does come off as a bit of a almost like the frat boy of the agency. Everyone talks real big about him, but he's a bit pompous. But Marvin, you see Silver. You guys are all on the same comm network, have the same earpiece. If you need to make contact, you may freely do so.
I'm avoiding using the earpiece because I don't want 117 to know that I might have messed up on the pens, and so I'm trying to get Silver to see if they remember which pen it was, but they're not really close enough. So is anyone else around?
I'll say this as well, for small detail. You saw 117 touch his ear using the earpiece, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do that. You guys can just talk, and the radio is strong enough to pick up your frequency. But this is, he doesn't need to do this. But every time you've seen him use the earpiece, he just.
Tracy's been to notice this every time,
right? Did he just not get my memo about how the earpiece works? Maybe I'll have to remind him when we're not, in the field. Is Tracy anywhere?
Yeah.
Tracy, where would you be?
Well, Tracy is just old enough to start drinking, so he's by the bar. Not because he wants to drink, but because he thinks drinking looks cool and makes him look older than he is. So he's just swirling it. He's had this cup of whiskey for 3 hours, just swirling it. It's taking maybe one sip.
Excellent. Tracy, what are you wearing tonight for this op? What's the vibe you're giving off?
Tracy's wearing a simple suit, but then a really dusty old beat-up coat over it. He refuses to take off. This is his father's coat. So he's just this is normal. Totally blending in. I'm old, right?
Excellent.
I probably look like 27.
Marvin, you see Tracy swirling this glass. The bartender kind of taps your shoulder, Tracy, and says, "Hey, buddy, if you're not going to drink it, I can get you a paper cup, but I need the glass back. We're busy tonight."
No, I love it. Smooth.
You want some more ice?
Yeah.
Fucking kid puts ice in a fucking 60-year-old scotch. Brings you some ice. Helps water it down a little bit.
So much better.
There it is. That's what you see Tracy up to, Marvin.
Okay. And how about Roland?
Roland, where would you be in this scenario? Would Marvin be able to see you?
I mean, of course, I'm the center of all attention. I'll probably be at the roulette table.
There it is. Excellent.
Yeah.
What are you wearing tonight? What's the vibe you're giving off? Your current cover right now kind of awards you a little bit more attention than most. You're a world-renowned actor in the eyes of society. So, what's the vibe you're giving off? Are you allowing people to come get near you, or you kind of telling people like, "Hey, I'm just trying to relax"?
No, I mean, I'm signing autographs, taking pictures, just don't spill anything on the designer suit, keep things professional, fun,
Understood. Marvin, you can see Roland is not exactly like being boisterous at the roulette table, but there's certainly gathered a crowd, people that know him from his films. But there he is, crowd around him signing autographs and collecting a decent pool of money if he is able to make it to payout.
There's a few too many people over there, so I'm going to make my way over to Tracy and just very calmly try and cover the microphone and lay both pens down and be like, "I don't know which one is which."
What?
One of these is the tracker, the other one's the stun dart. I don't know which one is which. I put them in the same pen.
Marvelous Marv. This is like your whole thing.
I know. I'm nervous.
This is like your one, like I figure stuff out. You make things. You should remember what they do and what they look like. What if one of those are poison?
Sorry, there's a random dog in the background of this casino, barking. What if I mess this up? He'll never want to work with me again.
You shouldn't have messed it up in the first place. So you're like 15 years older than me. Why are you asking me this?
You were not helping.
I just turned.
This is the stun dart.
Silver, are you keeping an eye on 117?
Mhm.
Excellent. For your guys' knowledge, you guys do know 117's. This is his agent designation. His name, he goes by Jimmy. To his friends, his name is full name Jimmy Band. He's probably in his late 30s. He's getting a little bit of silver hair along the sides. But Silver, as you're watching him, he puts his finger to his earpiece again and says, "Not to worry, Marv. Everything will work out just fine. If in doubt of which pen to use, just use your best judgment. All things tend to work out in these scenarios."
Tracy looks over to Marv like, How do you hear that?
I don't know.
How did you do that?
You left your earpiece on.
Oh fuck, I have mine on.
It's okay. We've got this.
Marv, it's the one with the red band around it.
Oh, that makes a
How
lot of
does
sense.
she?
No, it's good. It's
Fuck
good.
it, just use both. Nothing's gonna hurt.
Marv, isn't that marvelous? Why do people drink this?
Just put some Mountain Dew on it. It'll be fine.
Why would you order top brand liquor when you can't even say it?
Well, look at me. I look super mature right now. totally blending in.
No,
Here,
dear.
one
You look
one.
like a 16-year-old trying to fake it.
You can hear
How
Mr.
many
Band
times
go
more?
through the earpiece and just, it's an acquired taste, Tracy. You'll find that keep drinking, it gets smoother.
I think my throat's on fire.
Besides, it's the agency's money, and might as well enjoy yourself while you can.
Is this
I
supposed
sure
to feel
am.
good?
Roland, have you ordered anything lavish, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
No, I'm a professional. I just got a cigar. A nice, thick cigar.
Understood. Again, the casino is lively in the sense it's not exactly like it's not like a Vegas casino where just anybody could walk in. This is a little bit more high class. The social elites tend to keep what they call the riffraff, the untouchables, out of here. Yeah, so there's a little bit of status moving around here. Everyone present can feel free to give me cunning and whatever you guys think you would like to use for noticing something in this space, in the casino.
Is this something we can use our trademarks on?
Absolutely. Depending on what your trademark is, what are you looking at?
I have uncanny senses.
Then absolutely, your uncanny senses would come into play. You'll be getting a bonus to this roll.
And what was it one more time?
For trademarks, it is a +2 to the roll.
Okay, I want to use my I know I'm missing something. Use enigmas and kind of, will that work?
Yes, absolutely.
Remind me what 10s are.
10s explode. So if you
Okay.
guys roll a 10, you roll it again. It's an exploding success.
So 3 successes.
Excellent.
And we get 2 die added for the trademark.
Yes, if you're adding a trademark, you I believe it's either 2 die or just a +2, as in successes. For the sake
3
of
successes.
for the sake of brevity, Tracy, just go ahead and we'll call it a +2 successes. I'll look it up after the game. Anyone who's watching, if you know the answer, throw it in the chat and don't butcher me.
Okay, so that's 4 successes then.
So I got 3 from Marvin, 4 from Tracy. How many from Silver?
3.
Excellent. Roland?
Total 4
Excellent.
with the trademark.
All of you guys see, scanning this space, you guys are having a little bit of a private moment to yourself, right? Tracy having fighting the top shelf liquor, Marvin kind of stressing about the pens, Roland drinking and schmoozing at the roulette table. All of you, though, are keeping to your training. All of you are keeping to your job. You guys notice over by Mr. Band's, the bar that he's sitting at, a new bartender arrives with his drink. He takes it. This bartender looks shady. In the stereotypical sense, he has a heavy scar on his left eye that has his a milky, causing the eye to kind of milk over white. Large shoulders, just looks a bit gruff and rough for a high class bartender.
Was he on our? I'm going to nudge Tracy. Was he on our in our documents when we had the debriefing about this?
Mate, what? Let me think on it, man.
You guys reflect on this, kind of thinking about seeing this individual. You reflect on if he is indeed a part of the was part of the briefing, the dossier that you guys received. A sort of shared flashback occurs here. You all in a room surrounding a circular table that is just a sort of angled television screen with the letter S sort of emblazoned on the TV screen. You can see the bars of movement, showing that a voice is speaking. Good evening, agents. You're not a part of a mission team on whom the agency's very future depends. Bronzefinger has escaped protective custody. Yes, I did say that right, protective custody. He was being helpful in some of our endeavors. In exchange for this, he was brought to a loosened facility, allowing him a little bit of extra freedom. Agent Jimmy Band will be leading this operation. We believe we've cornered him at the... I've lost. Pavlovia Casino. Your mission, should you choose to accept it? Isolate Bronzefinger by any means necessary. We can't have this be public knowledge. After he's isolated, bring him in, again, by any means necessary. Preference is alive, however, ladies and gentlemen.
Never gonna use my gun.
This briefing was with the five of you, the four of you plus 117, to which he was just sitting in the back, kind of get the sense he wasn't entirely paying attention. He's sitting there mixing a drink at the this little corner bar station that he had propped up. They had brought in with like mixing cups and spoons and things like that to mix a drink. And as you guys kind of look over at him for further anything else he might have been briefed on, looks to all of you. Shoot to the casino then. You can hear the voice speak, the S emblazoned once more. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3. What would you guys like to do?
Run!
What would you guys have done? You guys all dip out. You guys can see 117 stroll out of the thing when it hits 1. The explosion was unnecessarily large. It took out the room in the agency that you guys are working at. So this is just an office space that is no longer usable. Does give an interesting effect. 117 walks out of the explosion, fire at his back. Marvin, you seem to have picked up a little bit of starstruckness for 117, so maybe you think it's cool. He sits there and drinks as the flames kind of just erupt around him. To the jet then, he begins to walk. You can see the back of him is just singed and burned. The suit is that he's wearing is charred at this point.
Tracy's just like, what kind of grown man goes by Jimmy?
My luggage was in there. I don't.
Tracy makes a point to call him James. Never really talk.
In this shared flashback, you guys remember that Jimmy did need some medical attention after this, so you guys didn't get to leave right away. In addition, Roland, your luggage was indeed in there, so you needed to require some things. So you guys had some time for prep. If there's anything you guys would have grabbed, the agency has kind of given you, this is top priority mission. What would you guys like for this mission? What would you guys bring that is discreet? You guys could bring a submachine gun if you so choose, but it would need to be disguised in some fashion.
Tracy just has the gun that he always says he never gets to use.
Understood. So a firearm, a handgun?
Yeah, like a handgun, typical notepad and pen. Maybe some cool gadgets that Marvelous Marv made. I don't know.
Understood. Anything else from the other agents? Anything you guys would have grabbed?
I mean, I just have like all of the little gadgets I've been making. So some of these pens that shoot things, and I've got my tie. I've got my my spring-heeled shoes on. I mean, and my like coat is bulletproof and all that, or like bullet resistant. But I don't really do the gun thing. That's for the other agents to take care
Tracy
of.
too. That's why he never takes off the beanbag jacket.
Excellent.
It has utility. It smells like blood. It has utility.
I'll bring some some handcuffs and brass knuckles. I mean, that's all I really need.
Understood. Silver, anything for you?
Daggers.
Daggers.
All the
Expertly hidden.
daggers.
Understood.
Yes.
So, you guys have this sort of shared flashback. No information on this gentleman. No, it was a simple briefing. You guys prepped and got ready to leave. Perhaps on the plane ride over, you guys asked 117 if there was anything else you guys needed to know. As he is sort of the unofficial op lead, normally op leads get a little bit more information that they're supposed to share with their team. He had nothing for you guys. He was pretty aloof, actually. Just
damn it, James.
Just follow the letter follow the briefing we all got to the T. We'll be just fine.
It didn't give us anything.
Yes, it did. We have to go get Bronzefinger.
Is there no
Yeah.
We have the magnificent 117 to guide us.
Doesn't sound like detective notes. My dad would not approve.
I mean, does he have like henchmen or, like who busted him out? Like,
Of course, Bronzefinger has henchmen.
Asking if he has
That's
henchmen
it?
is asking like if you don't have, drooling fans every time we go
Who are his
somewhere.
go-to guys,
You do.
His right hands.
of course I did.
His main pawns on the chessboard.
Look, I've been at this game for a while. Silver should know. You've
That was
been
my fucking Jimmy.
number 2 in the agency for some time, haven't you? Almost around, I think, longer than I have been, correct?
Yes.
Look, my point being, I've been at this for a long time.
You forget 117? You can't beat a classic.
I do recall that being one of your quips, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. So next roll you make, you'll have a bonus to it. Just
Tracy leans over to Marv. This is tense.
keep that in mind. 117 looks to everyone. We just need to follow the briefing we all got to the T. Acquiesce. Perform some reconnaissance. Mingle. Enjoy yourselves. It's just one man. We should be just fine.
Well, you just said he has henchmen, so it's more than one man.
Well, target is only one man.
Jimmy is being a little too lax here.
Have a drink. We'll be just fine.
Guys, I'm drinking.
What's your poison,
You guys-
Tracy?
Act like we're new at this. Will you stop being straight out of the academy?
I think he still got some shrapnel in. Hold on, let me come here real quick.
What?
He turns around, back of his neck. He still has like a little piece, what looks like a part of the microchip or the motherboard of what was in the phone system. Still kind of chilling in his neck.
I'll pull it out and give it to him.
Memento for this mission. He hands it off to you. Something to always remember this mission up by.
I kind of fucking hate this guy.
So this whole time I've just been like rapidly scribbling down everything he says. And as he hands it to Roland, I'm just like,
I'm gonna give it to Marv.
You should have
no.
turned it into cufflinks. Turn it into cufflinks for him.
Marv worships the guy Tracy constantly shit talking to him.
Viewer, as you sit in this movie theater, you see this extended flashback. I say extended flashback, but it has sort of flashed from the briefing back to the casino, back to another flashback. Strange editing choices being made in this movie. And then now back at the casino, you see your heroes, these agents, these ones that are supposed to apprehend the mysterious Bronzefinger. Agents, what would you guys like to do? Again, this individual was not necessarily on your dossier, but looks a little bit gruff and rough and tumble for a high-class bartender.
he's got that one normal eye. I shout, 017, look out! And I'm going to shoot him with the pen.
Excellent. 017 is mid drink of
Marvin's
this-
not marvelous. I
of
take
this,
it back.
mid drink of this drink given by this bartender. You fire the pen. Now you were confused about if it's a stun or if it is a laser, correct?
So like a tracking thing
Gotcha.
or a stun dart.
Go ahead, and I'm gonna say, unless you have something else in mind, I would say 50-50 chance. So odds evens on
Sure.
a single D10. We'll say odds, it'll be your tracking dart. Evens, it'll be the laser, correct?
Stun dart.
Stun dart. So
Yeah.
by all means.
So do I need to roll to hit anything first, or is it just like and shoots off into the ceiling?
Well, let's see.
Sure.
Your choice. You can choose to just fire and then see what it was, or you can realize what it was as you're making the fire. So it's up to you.
So it's even.
Okay, got it. And now we roll to hit. This is going to be your aim. With, I'll let you choose this. I would think dexterity, but it's up to you. Anything in your physical arena, might, stamina, dex, anything.
Yeah, I'll go
you
with
can argue
dexterity. But considering that I'm no ordinary nerd with my trademark and
Excellent.
aim,
Excellent.
do I get a bonus for this?
Yes. 2.
All right. Well, that's good because I have 0 successes.
Excellent.
Starting off strong.
That is another rewrite. No successes. The trademark used. Again, double checking some stuff, making sure I'm not getting rules wrong. So already done that tonight. Excellent. So that's 2 rewrites for you guys. You guys have a pool of 3 right now, I believe. You fire this dart. You said it was evens, correct?
Yep.
Evens. It rockets past the bartender, narrowly missing 017, hitting another patron just square into the forehead. Just
Sounds
fall
right.
down onto the bar, slumping over. 117 looks in your direction, just, you're drawing attention to your... coughs a few times and then collapses to the floor. The bartender, you can see, begins to peel off the scar, sort of smiling at you, Marvin. You can see kind of messes around with his hands, maybe grabbing for a glass, grabbing for something. You can see in this moment he has pulled off what looked like a rubberized sleeve for a finger, and you can see the single finger cast in bronze as they wave. So, there was a choice to be made here, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen 117 collapse. You can see the shiny finger of Bronzefinger. What is the choice, or what is the move? You can attempt to acquire Bronzefinger, or go to 117's side. He is dropped to the floor, foam and saliva coming out of his mouth.
I mean,
Crazy's
obviously,
gonna
I
find
have,
to use his big gun. Not his big gun, but his gun.
and obviously, I have to go over.
117. He'll live.
There's always a
He's
sequel.
the greatest in the agency. Yeah.
Right?
Still goes by Jimmy at 37 years old with silver hair. You got this. Jimmy, life super easy for you.
I see the target. I'm going after him.
Yeah, Tracy pulls out his gun and goes to aim.
Excellent.
Fire. But he goes for a crippling shot.
We got 2 going after Bronzefinger. Marvin, Silver, what are you guys up to?
Going after Bronzefinger, we have a mission.
Excellent. Marvin?
And
And
if 117 dies, it'll be great for me.
Is Marvin alone of 117? No, Jimmy!
yeah, I run over and start giving him mouth to mouth. Whether he needs it or not, I don't know. But
Again, he
just crying and pounding on his chest. No, live! Damn it, live!
you rush over. You can see the saliva and sort of foamed up spittle coming up around his mouth. His eyes are kind of bulging. A medicine roll of your choice of your choice of attribute. You did detail, smacking into him, so I could see physical. You can also take anything in your mental arena with your knowledge of medicine and things like that. Up to you.
Can I do resolve?
Absolutely.
Because I am so set on saving his life.
Absolutely.
Excellent. All the dice.
People need more fans like Marv.
All the dice, none of the success.
Excellent. Is there any ones I should know about in the roll?
There were 2 ones.
Okay, so you guys have, I believe that is 3 rewrites. If it's not 3 rewrites, I think that warrants 3 rewrites. So you guys now have 6 rewrites, I believe.
Okay.
Keeping track, Prof. Excellent, fantastic. How take narrative control of this? What does this look like? What scene is the viewer in the cinema watching here?
So as M raises his head up for breath, there's just like bloody foam stuck to his face. And a single tear drops from his eye as he realizes that 117 is gone.
You can see 117 as you're kind of like resigned that there's not much else you can do, reaches up to your hand to your face. You can see he's choking through the spittle and the blood. Just Marvin, come closer.
I mean, obviously I will.
I need you to do something for me.
Anything, sir.
2 things, actually. Maybe 3. I don't have much time.
Okay, I was going to say, you probably don't have much time, so you should probably tell me.
You die already? Over the earpiece?
My left pocket in the coat. Erase my black book.
Okay.
Don't let them take down my statue.
Oh, never, sir. Never.
Remember. The 3rd thing is remember. You'll be a great agent. But never as great as 117. Falls. Dead.
Tracy does over the earpiece. This guy is such a dick.
Even as he's dying. God.
That'd be great as you. You're dying right now. Obviously, you're not that great.
Right? I'll take his black book out.
A black book for the uninitiated is a little more risque than just a black notebook. It's something it's like a booty call list. You reach into his left breast pocket. There's only a phone. A rather old phone. Looks like a BlackBerry. You look at it, kind of the last thing that 117 asked you to do. Well, one of the 3 things. You look at this phone and you can see there's a bar moving across the screen. A little blue bar. It's at about 80%.
Can I do a check to figure out what it is?
Absolutely. You're pretty skilled in tech, so I would imagine tech for skill.
And intellect?
Sounds perfect to me.
Awesome.
I forgot to brief all you guys in this system. There's a lot of choice here, so a lot of the time I'm going to choose either one skill or one attribute, and then you guys choose the rest.
I mean, not as bad as usual. 4 successes.
4 successes. This is being remotely downloaded. Somebody's downloading his information from his phone.
So if I remember, don't they have cards, or is there a hard drive inside?
There are SIM cards on the in old Blackberries. There are also, depending on the model, and if it's a, I am showing my nerd phone knowledge. But so, depending on the model, you can also find some that have like an actual like memory card. So there's a SIM card and then like a little, like a secondary SIM card, basically.
Gotcha. I'll check for both and pull both of them out or one of them out, whichever it has.
Excellent. You do this. We'll come back to you very shortly as the camera pans over and cuts to our 3 agents. Tracy, you were firing your weapon, so I need you to make a roll of aim, and I'm thinking anything in your mental and or physical arena, or physical arena. Your choice. So that'll be intellect, cunning, resolve, or might, dexterity, stamina.
I guess I go cunning, aim, and then I have the trademark applied physics for my aim.
Applied physics. I'll allow it. That's interesting use of the trademark applied physics. I mean, it's physics.
I'm trying to aim for a non-lethal shot, just a crippling one.
I can't.
You're going full on wanted about this. You're like curving the bullet.
Yeah. I can't really say no because I put that trademark on there. So. It's hard to be like, hey, you can't use that. And it's like you gave it to me, asshole.
Okay, 3 successes, and I got a single one. If that matters.
3 successes. You tag Bronzefinger right in the shoulder. You can see he drops something, kind of bends over to pick it up, grabbing it, giving the other agents that are chasing after him a little bit less of a distance between the two of them. Roland, Silver, you guys are chasing. Silver, I'll remind you, you were up top in the sort of the little balcony areas, so you have a bird's eye you can run across and leap down if you'd like, or find stairs. Safety's cool.
No.
Okay?
We're leaping.
Oh, but safety's cool, though.
No, we're going to find a curtain and slide down it.
Excellent.
This is spy business. I don't have time to be safe.
Understood. Roland, how are you going about this? Just parkour over tables and things?
Yeah, I'm just running across the gambling tables, fucking up everybody's hands, and
So just kind of plowing through,
dice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then anything in your physical arena, I can see might for this if you're just kind of bulldozing through, and then athletics. For Silver, since you're kind of looking for a curtain, leaping down, doing some cool spy shit, go ahead and give me Dex athletics. Or if you'd like to argue for, stamina or might, it's entirely up to you.
Someone just won big and Roland just decks their fucking table. Someone just gotta have crippling debt. Table to get flipped over by a man running.
I have a trademark in dexterity. Can I use that?
Sure. What is the trademark?
Do you prefer the 9mm or the 9-iron?
You are attempting to use either a 9mm or a 9-iron once you get close enough. So absolutely, I see it.
I got 5 successes.
5 successes.
I have 1.
1. Silver doesn't cause anything too terrible. You leap onto the curtain. Curtain carries you down as you kind of drag down. Breaks about halfway through though, and you kind of land a little bit heavier than you would have liked. Gonna slow you down just a little bit. Roland, plowing through with 5 successes. You are on Bronzefinger's ass. So that's kind of the round of this chase. We'll start with Marvin again. You rip out those the memory cards and the SIM cards. Download is stuck now at 88%. Just
I look around and I see that bar patron's beer, the one that I shot in the face. I see his beer sitting there, and I say, "I've got something exactly for this occasion." Sorry, I had to stop and be like, "What did you say?" And I stuff the blackberry in the beer and watch it go.
Excellent. Like most tech does, anyone who's dropped their phone in water or any sort of liquid will realize it doesn't just go like the movies. And we don't have the
But
budget.
this is a movie.
We don't have the budget for that. It just kind of turns off.
Yeah, who filmed this, bro?
Tom Cruise is playing
Who's the
117. He
director?
took all our budget.
See, bad budgeting choices.
Oh man. So you can see it kind of just blip out. Phone is destroyed. You can see your friends rushing after Bronzefinger as well. The casino, by the way, is not just continuing along their business. This is very public now.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna smile and
What do you mean? I
straighten
open
my
my
tie
gunfire
and
in public?
start running after them.
Excellent. You rush after your friends. Silver, did you account for the +1 that you got for using your quip? That last roll.
No, I did not.
Excellent. So you would have gotten, originally you had 2 or 1?
I had a 1.
Okay, so
We
you
don't
would,
have to talk about it.
with your quip, you would bring you to 2. So you are, in order of Scooby-Doo running, it goes Bronzefinger, Roland, Silver, I think Marvin, and then Tracy, because Tracy fired his weapon before running. So that's your Scooby-Doo order. So we'll start with Roland, closest to Bronzefinger. He's about 10 feet from you, not too terribly far, but you are hot on his heels.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to chase him down and tackle him.
Excellent. So I'm gonna roll for him. If you would like to roll athletics and whatever in your physical attributes, we'll see. Moving is reflexive, and moving into different movement bands. We'll see if you can kind of maneuver and leap over craps tables and things. If you can get within range and see if you can get him knocked to the ground.
Got 3 successes.
3 successes compared to his 2. So you are on his heels. You may leap after him next turn. So you are, you've exerted yourself in this turn essentially. You'll be able to make your leap and tackle next turn. Which brings us to Silver.
How far away am I from him?
You're about 5 feet behind Roland, so he is now on his ass, or rather, you were originally 5 feet behind Roland. In this turn, your movement and things, you'll be about 10, maybe 12 feet behind Bronzefinger, a little bit closer to Roland than Bronzefinger.
Can I throw a dagger? Try to hit him?
Absolutely. That will require an aim roll and then anything in your physical arena. Or, I'll say this. You can choose anything in your physical arena, so might, dexterity, stamina, or cunning. I would say that you could use cunning as well. I've used cunning for knife throwing before.
I'm gonna go aim and cunning.
Understood.
That would be 5 successes with a 10.
5 successes with a 10. So I've been informed in the chat that it is automatic 2 successes, not exactly a reroll. So we're good. So that's 6 successes.
7. 5 plus 2 is 7, son.
Correct. It is. Math is hard, guys.
I know.
Directing a movie isn't.
He's at 100%
Feel like-
math in the phone.
There's
Travis,
something about math in the beginning of this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
I
say
do
anything
trigger
like
my
that.
head sometimes.
Also, I said directing a movie is easy. Travis, I can feel Travis like in the chat, just like frothing at the mouth. So I'm making all sorts of enemies today. With 7 successes, you can purchase some stunts, basically dealing damage. 7 successes. The margin you have on him is 5. You can deal a decent amount of damage. Are you going all for damage, kind of trying to slow him down?
Yes.
Excellent.
We would like to hit back of the neck, spinal column, whatever it takes.
Where are you aiming? Because with a margin of 5, you can hit just about anywhere.
We're gonna go for the spinal column,
Excellent.
Like- back of the neck, spinal column.
Excellent. Roland, you feel more so the rush of wind go past your hair, and a dagger now just Bronzefinger is not exactly stopped. He's dropped to his knees and his hand, but he seems to be still alive, still capable of moving. He's attempting to get back up right now. That's where you're at. That's where you'll be at next turn. Tracy. Tracy.
Sorry, my mother was bothering me.
You're good, dude.
So Tracy's the one furthest away, right? Can I still have a line of sight to shoot the guy again?
I mean, you fired a gun in a casino. Yes and no. How much of a risk do you want to take here?
You gotta get this guy.
I'll say this. You have chosen not to move from your spot yet. You can move closer in that same movement. I'll allow you to get on top of one of the craps tables, the roulette tables, which will give you a little bit more of a line of sight. It'll still have, I'd say, a +1 complication. Meaning you'll
Sure.
have, since this is your first time playing They Came From, or the Story Path system, a +1 complication means that there's a set DC to your roll, right? A difficulty rating. Let's say that let's say that he rolls a 3. You would normally need to beat his 3. A +1 means you need to beat a 3, and then another 1, so 4, to buy off that complication. Otherwise, something bad is going to happen. Maybe not terrible, maybe not detrimental to you, but something unexpected, something extra. Possibly
Okay, I
something
can
the
do
agency will have to explain.
I can do the same applied physics.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that. Okay. 3 success, or I guess 5 because it's the +2 successes.
Excellent. So, no complication. If you'd like to buy that off, that gives you a little bit of extra to play with, just dealing damage, making sure he can't move.
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
Going for like a shot to the knee.
shot to the knee. Excellent.
Do a
I love it.
Skyrim guard.
You fire your weapon, viewer in the cinema. You see this movie. The weapon fires. The flash of fire that comes out of a weapon is normally stifled by a silencer. Tracy, or rather a suppressor, I should say. Tracy, does your weapon have a suppressor on it?
It would if like they gave me one, but otherwise.
Yeah. I'm sure that Marvin would have given you a suppressor. If not him, then whenever you guys were gearing up at the agency entirely, they would have encouraged you to take a suppressed weapon. So, viewer, you see in the cinema, if you have any gun knowledge or weapon knowledge, you should know that that burst of flame shouldn't be there. Special effects must have gotten that wrong, but an excellent action scene nonetheless, and you're willing to overlook it because you are kind of into this movie. You're kind of into this movie, right? You fire your weapon. The bullet strikes true right into this gentleman's knee. A woman sort of stops short. Everyone kind of collapses onto the ground that's in your path because they see a gunman on top of a table.
God, you guys ever seen a gun before?
So, that brings us all the way back around. We'll start with Marvin. You're running. You can see your friends in pursuit. Again, you were taking heavy notes. I'll say you would be probably most knowledgeable and most mindful of the situation that this is not how this is supposed to go, and this is not how the agency requested. But your friends are in pursuit. What would you like to do?
So he's on the ground, right? Like
Correct.
he's trying to crawl away. So I run closer and I pull out that other pen, and he doesn't know what's in it. So I'm going to shout out, Bronzefinger! Very angrily, because he has stolen the man of my dreams. I mean, and I'll say, I challenge you to a duel of wits, but I have a gun, so put your hands up. But I raise the pen up.
Excellent. That is a quip, so you'll get an extra to your next roll. If you would like to roll this now, it's up to you. You can kind of try to intimidate him or persuade him to just give up. He's shot, he's stabbed, he's got a pen trained on him. If you'd like to try to manipulate him, or if you want to rely on your friends, kind of tackling him to the ground and just subduing him, it's up to you. That way you can hold on to that +1.
No, because if I can convince him to lay down and they don't shoot him or something, then guess who's the hero of this here scene?
Understood. I'll give you anything in your social arena: presence, manipulation, composure, and persuasion.
Could be worse. Could be worse. So that will be two successes.
Two successes. He's going to suffer some complications because again he's been shot, he's been stabbed, and he's got a pen trained on him. So he's going to make a quick roll. Neat. He kind of just turns over. He's got the bullet in his knees, sitting, clutching his kneecap. He's got a dagger in his spinal column. He's kind of reaching for that as well, trying to pull it out. Much like the pain in my back is probably what's happening to him right now. Roland, you see him kind of just... It's hard to be intimidating, and you've heard a lot about Bronzefinger and the story of 117 and how they clashed. This man is difficult to take seriously when he's sitting on his ass, clutching his knee, reaching for a dagger that's been stuck into his back. What would you like to do, Roland?
Yeah, I'm leap off a table and come down with a straight punch across the face.
Excellent. Punch to the face. Go ahead. I would assume might close combat, but if you have another thing you would like to go for, it's entirely up to you.
Might end combat. I already got momentum from running. I can't stop. It's already in motion. So
understood.
You know. 5 successes. I think you're muted.
Yep, I'm muted. I love that. Viewer, the sound kind of cuts out of the movie for a brief second. Comes back right in as you hear the crack of Roland's fist hitting Bronzefinger in the jaw. Or is there any specific place in the skull that you want to hit?
Nah, in the jaw, yeah.
Right in the jaw. Excellent. Bronzefinger looks to be unconscious. That brings us to Silver.
Being that Silver's a diplomat, I'm sure she's got some type of badge or paperwork she can flash.
Yeah, you can. Your cover is diplomat, so you can definitely exert that a little bit. Let's see what you've got to work with here. Your embassy privileges. This man you could claim is a enemy of the state of insert country name here. Whatever you'd like to do with that situation when the guards, the security of the casino rush up to you.
He's definitely preparing to do just that. He is an enemy to blah. So I don't want to make anybody mad. You know, she's just
The state of Nevada.
There we go.
There we go.
What's Nevada gonna do? Fight me, Nevada.
Right. So she's moving closer to make sure that Roland's okay, but making sure that she's between them and the crowd. If there's one gathering, which I'm assuming there is,
Oh, absolutely.
to start trying to, manipulate the situation so they don't get in as much trouble.
Excellent. So kind of just crowd control at this point, correct?
Yes.
So I'll say anything with your presence, and then whatever you'd like to do. I would assume either larceny, maybe persuasion, but I can see an argument for humanities or integrity if you'd like as well.
Oh, they're all the same. So we'll go. Let's use persuasion.
Understood. I'll remind you as well. You do have a trademark that helps with persuasion. I think it would be able to come into play here. I'll try to help you guys. Go ahead.
Common ground.
Yes.
Okay. And that does what?
Gives you a boost, some successes to your rolls.
Okay. And that would be 4 successes. And then if the common ground does something.
You said 4 successes material?
Yes.
Gotcha. Excellent. So you take the time to schmooze security guards, and they inform you, we're calling the police. This is highly irregular. We have some questions for you. You flash embassy privileges, and they very quickly fall back to anyone that works in private security. When someone flashes embassy privileges at you, your mall cop ass kind of falls back in line. And I say that as someone who works in private security, so I can say that. So if someone flashes something about it from an embassy, you kind of don't really know what to do. And easily enough, you kind of take control of the situation. If you would like to take narrative control, what would you like to say to these people? If not, then you leave it to the director.
Realistically, when they approach, it's flashing the paperwork. He's an enemy to the state of Nevada. He's wanted in 3 other states. I can't speak of what it's for. Let's be civilized about this, gentlemen. I have to do my job.
Quip?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Silver on crowd control. Marvin and Roland have kind of... Marvin has convinced Bronzefinger to surrender. Roland, you've clean cut knocked him out. Tracy, you're up, boss. What do you want to do?
Tracy awkwardly puts his gun away. He's confused, like, oh, they had never seen a gun before. And I guess he goes to the Bronzefinger. The guy he shot twice.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
And he goes, just as I predicted, he's not wearing bulletproof clothing.
Is that a quip?
Yeah.
I forgot I put that there. That's outstanding. Top tier.
I shot
love
the torso and the pants. So
excellent. So for those of you guys who've used quips, just remember +1 on your next roll, because I will forget with my goldfish brain. You guys have successfully captured Bronzefinger. What would you guys like to do? You guys have taken control of the situation. What's the next step? I'm not going to make you guys go through the grueling process of like, okay, we're going to get him into a police car. Let's go find a taxi. This is not that kind of movie. Logistics we don't have the budget for that.
Well, before anybody else really comes in or whatever, he walked out of prison. And I feel like someone might have helped him do that. And so I'm going to take that tracking dart and just like look around, just make sure no one's watching. And rather than try and fire it at him, I'm just going to like push the pen against him and be like, thud. And ideally be able to track him later if he should escape somehow.
Understood. You do this. You're looking around. Go ahead. I'll say cunning and whatever you'd like to use to kind of quickly scope the area.
Four successes.
Excellent. 4 successes. You see a gentleman that catches your eye. Everyone, of course, is on looking. There are people that have moved closer. Now that the security guards are there, once security arrives on scene in a situation like this, people get a lot braver. Like, oh yeah, surely this dude will protect me while I, poke my fucking face where it shouldn't be. I work in private security. Stop it.
And you're not,
not
tainted
bitter
by this at all.
He's just taking passive aggressive.
Not bitter at all.
Right.
Excellent. So you see everyone's kind of poking their nose in, trying to be of help. Like, well, I saw this gentleman, and earlier in the bathroom, I saw such and such. Like, that's not helpful, ma'am. But one person does stand out. My rage is building. You see one man stand out on the sort of overlook area, the second story of this casino. All black suit, black tie. What looks like he's smoking a all black cigarette. They do make those. They're really, really tasty. I gave up smoking years ago. You see him. He's watching. His hair is slicked back. He wears what looks like just circular sunglasses, but he flicks what remains of the cigarette onto the floor below and then begins to walk away. He's much too calm for the situation. He's much too composed. Very clearly not part of the general rabble.
I will, after injecting the dart into, we're going to say his buttocks, whoever's closest, I'll just nudge and point this fellow out. I feel like probably Roland, because you punched him out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably, be putting handcuffs on him and,
Okay. I'm going to point this fellow out. That guy's a little unnerving.
You ever seen him before?
Have I ever seen him before?
Pretty nondescript. The all black covers everything. The long sleeve. He even wore black gloves. The only thing he really had identifying marks was the slicked back, really greasy, perhaps like palm olive in his hair. Other than that, he looked like a tan gentleman who spent some time in the sun. Judging, distance or rather height from the different floors is a little bit difficult, but you'd say probably maybe like 6 foot, maybe 5'10" to 6 foot.
Okay. So because I have an answer to everything,
excellent.
Can I? This will be because I probably used up my turn, but can I use my own newer and not dinosaurish phone
Mhm.
to hack like the cameras or something and try and get footage of that fellow?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that in the future.
No worries. We are kind of out of combat, so you guys can kind of just freeform do these things. So a roll from you, Marvin, while we check on everybody else. Technology and whatever you feel would be prevalent.
Okay.
Anyone have anything immediately right off the bat? Again, this is kind of freeform. Let's riff. You dig? I'm 70 years old.
I'm gonna just help out with crowd control, try to maintain my cover, and I'm just, just doing what any good average citizen would do. Just
People
doing
are
my part.
swarming you all up and down. You can see already people are taking out notepads, Instagram stories of like, what do you have? Is Roland Rex your real name, or is that the actor name?
Oh, I mean, that's the actor's name. Nobody
Excellent.
knows that.
I'm here with Roland Rex. He just tackled a terrorist to the ground. I'm pretty sure it's a terrorist. It's probably a terrorist. People just already spewing out false information all over social media. Roland Rex, hero of insert country name here.
Hero of Nevada.
Yeah, hero of Southern Nevada. We need more of those.
Country of Nevada that seceded from the United States.
Yeah, you guys. It's probably going to end up being the headline. Roland Rex, action star. Apprehends local terrorist.
Plug in advertisements, movies, and
Yeah. Like a NASCAR star, you are sponsored by many. Remember to drink your G Fuel. Not sponsored. Please don't sue us.
the only thing that was able to get me that leap.
Excellent. So you are schmoozing the crowd, helping out with Silver. Questions are asked, Roland. Mr. Rex, are you working with the insert country name here government? Are you a part of a new initiative, or are you filming a movie there? Is that why you're with this diplomat here?
Oh no, it's just
Roland, remember, top secret.
Ma'am, can we get your name for our piece?
Silver.
Is there a last name you'd like to attach to that?
No.
Got it. Silver.
Just Silver.
You can see people.
Just Silver. We can't discuss his newest endeavor at this time. It's bigger than anything he's ever done. Now, if you'll excuse us, we really need to get this man out of here before something happens. I am sure that Mr. Rex will hold his press conference tomorrow, and we will reveal all.
Sir, one final question. With this diplomat here, is that going to be the new filming location for your newest movie? I heard that they were going to be remaking, or rather, finally kickstarting the Silmarillion project.
I mean,
is it true that you're going to be playing one of the Valar?
It's already in the works, but that's all I can say. Really, is
excellent.
You tracing the distance.
And let's all remember to mention his new fiance. They were just engaged 2 hours ago.
Just pointing to someone random.
Selma is beautiful. We'll use this as the I'm sorry. Mr. Rex is now off the market. He is engaged and so in love. Come along, dear.
Very quickly, the story has turned. Roland Rex getting engaged, is going to be the public story here. Diplomat and the embassy things are probably going to end up taking the bottom couple lines, maybe a paragraph in that story, but all a buzz in Hollywood. Roland Rex engaged? ?
To Selma? ?
Right. I'll make sure I send you guys the photo and all.
Mysterious femme fatale.
Yeah, excellent. Tracy, what are you up to?
I guess Tracy's just with Bronzefinger. It's like trying to get him to talk. Like, how'd you get out of that prison?
Bronzefinger's unconscious.
Oh yeah, I forgot to get
out. Kicking him. How'd you get out?
Explain yourself.
We got ways to make it.
Shake him.
Yeah, Bronzefinger's unconscious. Anything in
Did
particular
I
you'd like to
notice
be doing?
the fellow?
I believe Marvin pointed it out to Roland, correct?
Yeah.
Then Roland, you would have made it out, and you guys all have a chance to kind of like tap one another and like fucking guy up there, all black. Would you guys share that
Yeah.
information?
Probably one of Roland. Probably one of Bronzefinger's lovers. You know how they're all,
It's not one of the lovers. I don't understand being an adult.
Yeah, so you guys clock the individual as the crowd is being dealt with. You guys get Bronzefinger into a police car, acquiesced by the agency in order to get this all under wraps. Viewer, you, dear viewer, in the cinema, see the screen flash as it fades to black and it sort of blips for a second, and there's a little cartoon of a bit of dancing popcorn, a little soda drink doing a jig. Let's all go to the lobby. You have an intermission, dear viewer. If you would like to grab popcorn, drinks, things of that nature, the lights begin to dim back up, and you do notice one other inhabitant in this theater, sitting in the front row, unmoving, shoulders broad. You can see hair cut short, sort of combed to the side, very kind of like old black and white 19 maybe 50s style haircut. Watching the little dancing popcorn and the little soft drink cup doing a jig. But time for intermission, dear viewer. If you'd like to return to this lovely film you've purchased again, you seem to be enthralled by this. We, of course, will be taking a break during this intermission as well. We're going to grab some popcorn, grab some little dancing soda cups.
Seem to be enthralled by this.
You seem to be enthralled by this.
Better
We'll
fucking watch.
be with you again very shortly. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break for tech and bio, and we'll see what happens to our agents and what they learn from Bronzefinger. Stay
You're gonna
tuned.
watch, I'll mess you up. Tune in.
Hello, 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 dear viewer. The screen has faded back from the dancing popcorn, the dancing soda, and the dancing little red vines box with the stringy hair, the stringy candy hair.
Red vines.
I want red vines so bad. That theater is still empty, save for you and that individual sitting in the front row, dear viewer. Slightly unsettling, but you figure you can't be the only one seeing this movie. So, you wait for the lights to dim, and indeed, very shortly they do, with your refreshed popcorn, your refreshed drink of choice, and the candy of your dreams. You sit, dear viewer, waiting for the movie to resume. The lights dim, and the screen flashes on a new scene. Our agents, you see them surrounding a table. Another very similar sort of diagonal television screen with the emblazoned S on the screen itself. The little bars of audio begin to bounce and dance as it speaks. Explain to me what happened. Didn't I clearly state that this was to be covert?
The upside, sir, is that we did bring Bronzefinger in alive, which also you wanted us to do.
And my gun had a silencer, so seems pretty covert.
For the last time, Agent Morgraine, it is a suppressor. Does not mean anything is silenced. There's a very key difference.
Tomato.
Sir, we have spun the narrative with the diplomatic situation and Roland's engagement.
Yes, I did see that in the tabloids. Congratulations, Mr. Rex.
Oh, thank you. She shortly died after that.
Is that the story we're going with? Died?
No, she left him for the bodyguard.
What? Why
The
did you say
bodyguard.
that?
The bodyguard.
We'll have to...
She can't die, darling. Right after that incident, it'll look bad for you. Just have her, or she was overcome by the pressure of your fame, so she couldn't. I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Agents, I'll remind you that what you say to the tabloids has to become true. So this new Silmarillion project, we have to clear this with the Tolkien Foundation.
Finally.
Well,
Wait, so you're actually playing one of the Valar? That's dope.
if it has to be done, it has to be done.
Do you know anything about J.R.R. Tolkien's work?
I'm sure they could tell me what lines to say.
Oh.
I'll download a file. He'll be fine.
Listen, man, come to a coffee shop with me for 2 hours. I got you.
Oh,
We also
God.
need to hire a character actress to play Selma, was it?
Yeah,
I'll be Selma. I'll be Selma. Selma, Silver. I will be the brokenhearted because it's just too much. I can't. He's just so popular and his fame will overshadow mine. And my lineage means that I must take the throne after my father perishes. He's on his deathbed with cancer. So I must go to his side, and my
Save
heart
it for
shall
the public, Agent
forever.
DeMarco.
Okay, I got you. That's all I'm saying.
Save
What?
it for the general public. Listen,
Right.
we lost a good agent.
No, we didn't.
We lost a decent agent.
No, we didn't.
We lost an agent. All right, Agent DeMarco. Fact of the matter
Jimmy,
is...
he went by Jimmy. Was he even an adult?
Fact of the matter is, he was an asset. Was there anything...
Did you say
Debrief me.
asset?
Yes, a valuable asset. Debrief me.
I feel
Give
like he's
me...
really overestimating this guy.
Focus, agents. What is the situation? Debrief me on what happened. Exactly what happened. Something that the tabloids didn't point out to us. Agent
You're so
017
mysterious,
was
man.
supposed to give you small cameras to wear as well, but neglected to do that. So I have
again,
nothing.
he was
I
really
need
bad at his
I need
job.
information. Otherwise, we can't make this hamster run.
Well, I wasn't able to pull this
you
information.
You gave us all cameras because you knew that without them, we would not be okay. Aren't we still processing the footage that was in my brooch?
Excellent work, Marvin. We're going to be taking care of that. Debrief me. Give me information so we can get ahead on this thing. We have
There was an
Bronzefinger in custody.
altercation. Bronzefinger, make 117 Mr. Band. Another diplomat. He was killed. It was a small country's rivalry that has been going on for centuries. And unfortunately, we were caught up and we did the best that we could. We will release some footage of Bronzefinger killing this cherished diplomat that has fought for peace and all of that nonsense.
Leave the cover stories to me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get the intel out there. Anything else I should know aside from heavily injured Bronzefinger, dead agent?
There was a guy there that seemed like he shouldn't be there.
Right. The gentleman in black. Marvin, you have that footage of the gentleman, yes?
Yeah, some tan dude.
I'll bring that up.
He was like smoking a cigarette all calm while everyone else in the crowd was freaking out. Mostly
He was actually smoking cloves. Very distinct smell. Not many smoke that much anymore. Everybody's gone to vapes.
Maybe he handles them.
Interesting. We'll process that footage first. You got pictures, video?
So I got a 4 on my roll.
Yeah, you got pictures.
Did I get pictures and video?
Definitely we're able to get into those security cameras. Excellent. We'll research this gentleman. Anything else?
No, I think that was it. I mean, there was that one person that got knocked out, but besides that,
someone got knocked out.
No.
I think that was just them trying to get away from the crowds that were
knocked themselves out.
It was the crowd, sir. It wasn't anything big.
Jimmy, stupid. James was poisoned or something. He was like foaming from the mouth.
We're performing an autopsy as we speak. All things said and done, you accomplished the mission, and I have to congratulate you on that. Agent DeGale, excellent foresight on the cameras, excellent foresight on the reconnaissance and tailing this gentleman through security cameras. Agent DeMarco, if you would kindly go over how to debrief with these other agents. I'd hate to have to send you all to a new fundamentals course. After that being done, I think it's time for some time off. Take a vacation. We'll have a mission for you soon.
I kind of have a movie, but okay.
I mean, I kind of like the fundamental courses. Is there any way I could just sign up for one of those?
S out. Screen goes black.
Damn.
This better not self-destruct.
This device will self-destruct in 5,
This guy never wants to small talk. He wants to blow shit up.
2. You guys bolt out. Common occurrence here. Another explosion in the small space.
Where are we getting our funding? This is a lot of rooms getting out of commission. That's the 5th one this week.
You guys have some time to yourselves. You guys have been given vacation time if you so choose to use it. But what do you guys do in this moment immediately? What does the viewer see immediately post debrief?
Well, I've done a Google search of the image of that dark-haired fellow with the round glasses and found that it matches Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. And so I have set my sights
On the Sausage King.
on Sausage King.
Tracy's right behind him taking
All
notes.
roads
Sausage
lead to
King.
Ohio.
Knew that douchebag sausage king was up to no good.
Oh.
Kind of grown man sells sausage.
If you're a sausage vendor, we apologize. I apologize on Tracy's
I
behalf.
don't.
Um,
Reevaluate your career choices.
who hurt you?
Wrong
So,
sausage vendor.
again, the viewer, what does the viewer see as immediately post debrief? Do you guys stick around together? Do you guys go back to your various projects and labs and things, or what occurs here?
Tracy's
Marvin-
searching up the sausage king.
Please tell me you got something off of him before he died.
Maybe a little herpes. I had this weird outbreak.
Oh, yeah.
But
He tried to sling his Tic Tac at everything that would take it when they weren't laughing at the size.
so he told me to scrub his black book, but I have the discs here, and maybe I should show this to you because this is what I found.
Wait, did you get through the list of disappointed women to find something interesting? 'Cause
I mean, I've never seen a text file that is so large in size.
Oh, so he fucked.
So
Tracy writes that down. So he definitely fucked.
I'm gonna bring up the information on my own tablet and
Absolutely. You do this. It is essentially a I don't want to say Excel sheet, but we'll say an Excel sheet of names, aliases, and addresses. A lot of people you guys recognize in the agency.
Samantha?
Yeah, so it
Mhm.
is
Roland.
guys, gals,
That's what I'm saying.
non-binary pals. He was all over the place.
Right.
Is Abe Froman on that list?
There are also Abe Froman.
From comma Abe.
Go ahead. Significance of Abe Froman, if you will kindly share.
Oh, he's the fellow that I think is the one who is at the
Oh,
casino watching us.
The Sausage King of Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay. Abe Froman is not on this list, but there are some Ohio residents you guys can see, or rather Ohio addresses. The last box on each row is a check mark, either left checked or unchecked.
Oh, while
But-
we're checking this, will you do me a favor? See if he actually has a check mark by the director's name. I want to know if they had a thing.
Is it searchable, or do I have to scroll and scroll?
It's essentially Control
and
F.
scroll.
You guys don't know the director's
God, pages.
the director's name. It just goes by this voice just goes by S. You can very clearly see S has a row. There is an address. No check mark, however.
Oh, he hasn't fucked yet. Didn't get a chance. What does the check mark mean?
I think the check mark is the ones that probably turned him down.
I was gonna say maybe it's they finished, he finished. I don't know this guy's parameters.
no.
I mean, he went by Jimmy.
They would never finish with him. It's you leave and go finish yourself. Tic Tac, I told you.
I feel like you have issues with Jamie. I just didn't like his name. I feel like there's something there. I'm a kid, so I'm done with this. Marv, you got this one?
So I'm thinking about going to Chicago on my vacation to check out this Abe Froman and see if he has anything to do with what happened.
What would why are you hell bent on the Sausage King?
Well, I'll show you.
Abe, except for someone
I'm going to
trying
bring up
collect
the
their dirty
search.
lies.
And yeah, Google search brings up a lot of images that are similar. to him. I think he looks just like him, don't you?
Did you happen to think about going back and getting the butt of the clove that he was smoking to get the DNA? Please tell me you did that. I know we taught you better.
Wait. Previously on Classified?
Excellent use of a cinematic. Previously on Classified or previously on Bronzefinger. We see a flashback as Marvin goes, The screen kind of cuts. We all zoom out of the movie. We think, there's a group of us. Me, you, Jeremy, you, Edge, Isaiah, Don, you guys all sitting around this scene. Like, all right, now look, they are spies. They would have thought to use that, right? They would have thought to grab that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
We're not completely inept.
Jeremy, how do we show that? Do we show that? I mean, we've already spent a lot of time on the opening sequence with setting up the story. Do we show that, or do we
that's
flashback?
true, but it could be a quick thing. Like he just walks over and sees it, recognizes
he's on the
it,
second
picks
story,
it up.
though.
But he flicked it off to land on the bottom.
He did. But there's a crowd of people. I mean,
It's
I guess
a clove.
with a police line.
It's a clove. It's distinct from every other butt there. It's Dejarum cloves.
He
I'll
had
tell you
to
what.
walk back
tell
to
you
get
what.
one last look at 017's body anyway. So as he blew a goodnight kiss to his prince, he notices this clove on the ground.
I'll tell you what. You write the scene. We'll see if we have the budget for it. We'll see if we can squeeze it in as a flashback. Sound good?
Oh, we're going to need a budget for this?
Yeah, man. It's extra footage.
I mean, you're going to have to work the corner again. You know that, right?
We'll
Listen.
just sell Edge's nudes. We got this.
Well, what is?
Don't.
Funding
Hey,
this
look. The
project.
sacrifice have to immediately. Let's make magic happen here, people. we fade from this scene of the this boardroom, this directive. Jeremy, if you kindly take some time to describe what happens in this little flashback here to recount the events. You have about 30 seconds to work with. So what is it?
So Marv realizes that his the pen that he had shot the fellow with in the face is back on the bar, and so he strolls back to quickly grab the evidence. And as he does, he looks down and sees this clove butt laying on the ground, and he takes out a pair of tweezers and picks it up and puts it in a little baggie and grabs the pen and then follows everyone out.
Excellent. Viewer, dear viewer, you see this flashback take place. There are some small discrepancies. The hair is a little bit longer on Marvin DeGale's actor. Tie is a little bit different shade of black. You guys can see small things.
But
roulette.
the reshoot came in under budget, so that was good.
Yeah, and that's all that really matters. The roulette tables are very clearly just flat cardboard cutouts, but under budget. We did good. We hopefully we'll make our money's worth.
All
God,
the people in
please.
the background are just cardboard standees, just like Legolas, Aragorn.
Excellent. Yeah, just like Batman's in the back for some reason.
Who funded that?
So yeah, we are cut back over to current time. Marvin, Silver, Roland, Tracy. Marvin, question has been asked. You gathered that cigarette butt, correct?
Of course I did, and I sent it directly off to the lab to have DNA test results done.
Excellent.
We may want to get those quickly.
Just to double check, you guys had 6 through cost of 3, so you guys are down to 3. Just remember to keep track of that.
Okay.
Excellent. Continue, please.
But in the
So
meantime,
We go down to the lab quickly. Send
Yeah,
Roland
let's-
down to the lab to
I,
smooth the tech to get these results quickly.
I'm not a schmoozer. Ooh,
Schmooze. We can't send the kid to schmooze. He's gonna bumble all over himself.
Just fine. I'll give the lab a call.
I can't do it. It's a female tech.
Ooh,
I can
Okay.
totally schmooze.
Just
No,
give
you
her your
can't.
autograph again.
I can totally schmooze. I want that on the record. Okay.
Shh.
I've taken like 4 girls on dates. So
Okay, he took 4 last night. Shh.
I'm busy with detective work.
How do you know
okay?
what I
My dad had a lot of unfinished cases. Dead people don't just suddenly close out their files. Fucking phone.
Yeah, how do you know that he took 4 girls out last night? That's
So,
okay. Let's go down to the lab.
All of you guys heading down together?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna try to teach the kid how to do things.
Excellent. To the lab. Dear viewer, we can see that there is not really a scene of transition here, just a sudden shift, a little star wipe almost. And our agents are at the lab talking to a female lab tech, hair in a messy bun, a higher tech. She's not wearing glasses. She's wearing like sort of a bioptic lens that kind of extends and retracts, widens and dims. There's words for these things, but
We're not going to use them though.
yeah, no. Wearing a
Not on the
lab
budget.
coat looks like not in the budget. We can't use those words. Trademarked. But she wears a lab coat. Looks like has one of Roland's movies on the front, sort of an action sequence where he's standing in front of flames, looking off in the distance, holding a shotgun.
I
Knock
don't
on the
remember.
door
Was that-
frame. No,
was
go
that-
ahead.
Was that part 5 or 7?
I
Nah,
think that was 8.5.
Oh, I
Mhm.
remember when you had to
Oh,
you
read
guys watch his
that.
movies?
It's the prequel.
I've seen any of those guys' films.
You can see Bonnie, as her name is. She says that's the one where they focus on family.
Don't they
Wait.
always focus on family after the 5th one?
Well,
Shut
yeah,
up,
but it's
Tracy.
it's like a running theme of the series. I think they're on. You guys are on number 8 now, right?
Yeah, number 8.
Favorite series. I love that series.
Bonnie,
Thank you.
remember when you were talking that you wanted to have him sign right your left so that you could get it tattooed?
Well, there's a couple of them I want to get things I need to get signed. But I said that to you in confidence.
Never mind, no one can have
But
this
I
one.
understand that. I have come
Is
to
there a
make
favorite series?
your dream come true. He has agreed to do this. She kind of nudges Roland forward. Go sign her
Out of all
damn
the
tit.
movies, is this a favorite?
She wants it on the left.
So
Sign
many
her
films
left.
out.
Okay. I approach Bonnie. Yeah. Whatever you just tell me.
To keep Bonnie's chastity intact, Roland and Bonnie step behind a curtain. A signature is given, much to the elation and the excitement of a lab tech, and the deed is done.
If I'm not crazy, right? Her favorite film series? Out of all films? Ever?
Bonnie, the cigarette butt that was sent down to you from Marvin, do you have those results, dear?
I not quite. It'll take a few more hours. I have some other work I need to take care of.
Can you rush this for Roland before the director has his ass in a sling?
Yeah. She kind of looks over to you, Roland. I can try. Yeah. Of course.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
There's a bit of blush comes to her face.
Kiss her cheek. She'll work faster.
I'll kiss her hand.
That's the most cringe shit I've ever heard in my life. But she's all for it. She sets about her work. She'll have the results back for you as soon as possible.
I'm not crazy, right? Tracy can't get over this. Tracy's a huge film buff. He's like, there's so many other films.
Yeah, but there's only one of me.
Thank God.
What she said, what the fuck? Look at this Jimmy energy on us now.
It's not Jimmy energy. What?
Jimmy
Yeah,
energy.
okay, Jimmy.
Jimmy took lessons from Roland on how to be,
A
egotistical.
douchebag?
Yeah.
Where's
Never
this
noticed that
coming
Roland's a
from?
douchebag. Roland, are you a douchebag? One second, let me add this to your file I have on you. Tracy pulls out a thick file.
With
opens
this
it up.
this scene
It's a
coming to a close, waiting for the lab results takes a number of hours, maybe 1-2 hours. Is there anything prevalent that goes on that the movie doesn't see? Anything that you guys would be doing in this time frame?
Does 117 have an office?
117 does have an office.
We need to go search the office.
Tracy has a really deep talk at his father's grave that's cut for time. It's like 17 minutes cut from the film.
We just see a brief, three frame
You just see
shot
Tracy come
of
back with
Tracy
tears.
mourning with rain and at the grave site. Just there's 3 scenes that for some reason, or rather these 3 frames that somehow didn't get cut from the film. Then we move Silver heading to 017's office.
It's really choppy. I just arrive at the next scene wet.
Yes, please.
Are you going solo, or do you mention this?
No, shoot, flat out. I'm gonna go search his office and see what's there.
I'll go with you.
Tracy arrives wet.
Excellent. Roland heading with your friends?
Yeah.
Excellent. So again, dear viewer, you see 3 frames of Tracy mourning at a grave. The same wipe occurs where all of them are inside 017's office. In this space, all of you, plus viewers, see newspaper articles all along the walls. They don't print what you guys do. There's not even an office paper. These were commissioned or handmade, custom made for 017. 017 saves Poland. 017 saves Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Jesus Christ, this guy suck his own dick?
So much.
I have heard he had
There's
2
so
ribs
much-
removed.
You can
So
do
that
that?
he could. Yeah,
He would have had to remove them all. I keep telling you it was a tic tac.
Again, you really seem to have some unresolved issues. I don't feel comfortable with diving into.
In this space as
I'm
well.
gonna dive into them.
In this space as well is a very sleek, modern desk. There are a few drawers, a bookcase with a lot of what looks like just bound bits of paper, in binders and things like that. There are a couple other books here. Off the top, you guys can see pickup lines, witty quips and euphemisms. It's a pretty cringe bookshelf.
I hate this guy more and more.
I wonder if he still has the art of how to waggle your eyebrow.
Someone made a book for that?
Lo and
Or
behold,
they
how
did
to
it,
raise.
kill them.
he shaved the middle of that unibrow out for a reason. I'm just saying.
But you guys have free roam of this space. There were
Oliver's gonna
flowers
go
left at
search the desk.
Understood.
Tracy goes to the bookshelf hoping that he has something hidden and it's not just terrible fucking choices in novels.
Understood. So, Silver, if you're searching the desk, I'll need to know what you're hoping to find.
Anything of relevance to Bronzefinger and the actual truth to why they can't stand each other?
Understood. Go ahead and give me I'll say cunning, and I'll say enigmas, and then whatever you want to use in your attributes, your mental arena. For Tracy,
We used cunning.
are you just pulling stuff off the shelf, just looking through the things?
Tracy's looking for either the classic, pull a lever, secret shelf or little area pops up, maybe even a room, or just like, open the book. There's the device that we need, or there's something hidden in there, a drive or something.
Yeah, you easy enough. You're kind of sifting through the binders and things. A lot of these are like, or the thinner ones are like some of the
These
dossiers
headshots of himself
of his previous ops, some of the missions he's been on. Some of the binders are looks like drafts of a book he was writing. Several books, in fact. One of them is
Jimmy Band in the Race Against Time.
Exactly.
Fuck.
You can see Agent Jimmy Band and
these are in first person.
Agent Jimmy Band in Doctor Sometime. There's a lot of stuff here, including some of the drafts of a motivational book, a sort of self-help book.
How to be the best 117 you can be. I fucking hate this guy.
Release the agent within.
God. He signed the draft? What the fuck?
He was gonna sell it to buy an island.
Marvin, Roland, what are you guys up to?
I'm probably just I imagine he has like little trinkets, weapons and stuff around, just things to play with.
Yeah, there's looks like a Rubik's Cube that's been messed around with. You can very clearly see it's been taken apart to be put back together. So all the colors are facing one side. You can see a finger trap, the little bands and things.
Cut. All right. What?
Is it cut in half? I sort of fucking got okay.
You're telling me we can't... there's a Rubik's Cube and finger cuffs. I said weapons.
I'm describing what you see.
All right. No.
Remember, it's not always what you see.
Look.
Turn the Rubik's Cube one way and it probably turns into something.
I don't care.
That Chinese finger trap was with Dr. Sometime. I saw that in his novel.
But you see a lot of toys here, little things like that. Going into his drawers and things, you can find very clearly the first drawer has a handgun silenced, or rather with a silencer, extended magazine.
You mean a suppressor?
Thank you. See what you got me doing, Isaiah. Extended magazine, and it seems to be coated in platinum. This seems to be the assassin with the platinum gun. His platinum gun.
This is shiny. I'll take it.
That is shiny.
In this space as well, you can see there's a single round that's kind of free floating that has kind of etched in with possibly with a knife. It says 117 into a platinum bullet.
Wow. I'll just etch it out.
If you pull the lever on the candlestick, it slides the bookshelf over and you can walk into his secret weapon stash. Just don't touch his My Little Ponies. Those were his prized possessions.
I mean, you gotta love rap.
How do you know this?
Nothing. What? Tracy puts his head down, opens the thing, and walks in.
Wait, so how do you know this?
What?
How do you know all this?
Know what?
The secret room, the little pony collection, the private island stuff.
Tracy secretly relieved overhearing that he didn't know about his My Little Pony. Tracy's like, damn, I thought they were calling me out.
The results of your rolls, silver and Tracy to make a roll. Silver.
It was 3, and then I got a 10, so it's 5.
Excellent. 5. Nothing necessarily in the desk that you can see why why Bronzefinger has such a hate boner for 117, or had, I should say. But you can see there's a journal in here where 117 seemed to have kept a lot of his personal thoughts, his post-mission dialogue, essentially. Reading through it, you can see his reflection on some of the missions. There's a lot of like self-indulging in here, mixed in with like a layer, like there's multiple entries post-mission. Some of them are very like, I'm the greatest, I'm the best fucking spy in the business, everyone knows my name. Then in the next entry after that is, oh my god, everyone knows my fucking name, I'm gonna die, people are gonna come after me, I'm gonna fucking die, I can never have a family.
You don't deserve a family, you piece.
Flipping through the diary.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's something that she is looking for other than, Bronzefinger. She spins around in the chair, kicks at the corner of a desk, and a secret panel pops open.
There's a little bit of brandy that comes out of a little open drawer, just a little bottle. You've
Find out
worked.
Bronzefinger's real name.
You've been at the agency a little longer than 117. You've had to endure him for a long time.
I pour herself a glass of brandy. She's gonna swirl it around, smell it. Well, at least he put the good stuff in there finally.
What are the rest of you guys up to?
So
Tracy wants
trying to
find out
like
Bronzefinger's name.
Go ahead, Marvin.
trying to like see if there's any kind of hidden code in this file, because it can't just be a list of booty calls. Come on. And like all these checks, it has to be some kind of like hidden code. So I'm going to be like walking around the office looking for like the Rosetta Stone that unlocks what this means.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me a technology roll. Anything that you want to use in either, I'd say any attribute at this point. If you want to ask people about it, if you want to intimidate people and like strong arm people, might could be used. This is kind of free form, your choice.
Gonna do intellect. Three successes.
3 successes. No one seems to know, and everyone kind of denies, like, no, he never went to my house. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm a professional. I would never. Kidding me? Especially not with that guy. No, who would want to sleep with him and his perfectly crafted hair and chiseled jawline?
Right? Exactly.
Maybe Bronzefinger's a spurned lover.
But with your roll of 3, as you're digging into this, you find a trace, a little bit of when you picked this up, there was a bar loading across, right? You find a personal handheld device's IP address. This file was being taken.
Can I trace that IP?
You can surely attempt to, absolutely. Go ahead as well. I'll say hold off on that particular roll, but something I do need a roll from you real quick of anything in your mental arena, and we'll call this, we're going to call this survival.
Okay. Am I making a death save? What's going on here? Wow, that's 4 successes.
4 successes. Marvin, you realize, if this file is being downloaded, a lot of these names, addresses, these are secret agents. Someone was taking the names of your agency. The agency is compromised. there's danger. People have, if these are real addresses, if these are the real places where they live, the agency is in great danger. Because 117 kept this on him, this has been compromised. Anyone who's on this list could be a target now.
Now, when we communicate with S, is that who you said?
Yes.
Is it ever in person?
Never in person.
Well, I don't feel like this is a secure area to make a phone call. And so I'm going to rush out of the room and go find a secure line that I know or feel is secure to contact S.
Easily done enough. There are several phones throughout the facility. In addition, you can take your cell phone and speak a passphrase, essentially, and an operator will connect you to S.
Excellent.
So what would you like to do?
That's a loaded question. I'm going to step out of the room and speak the passphrase into my phone.
I was hoping you would say that.
Damn it!
Take narrative control. What's a passphrase?
Oh, what is my passphrase? It's 117 abs of steel.
117 abs of steel. The operator. It's a sort of sign calls or sign counter sign. 117 abs of steel. 117 jaw of glass. You know you're supposed to say something in return as well.
I always hated that one.
I love this.
I can't think of anything.
It's there.
Right? 117, oh, that accent.
Acknowledged. Welcome, Marvelous Marvin. Connecting. And hear a voice on the other end. Agent DeGale. The voice of S.
Do we know if S is a fellow or a lady, or does it? How do we usually interact with S?
Accepts all pronouns and
Or an elder demon, or
Right.
monster from the great below.
accepts all pronouns. The voice sounds masculine. Has never corrected you. Agent DeMarco has casually said, sir. Others have said, ma'am. Has never corrected. Seems to accept all pronouns and all gender terms.
Gotcha. Sir, I think we have a problem. Are we on a secure line?
There's a slight pause. Yes. The line is secure.
So I hate to be the one to bring this to light, but I think 017 may have fucked us all. No, I don't mean that exactly. I mean I know he's fucked a lot of us, but I think
Calm down, Agent DeGale. There's always... He is known to cause quite a stench. Go ahead and give me anything in your mental arena and enigmas.
Mm. 4.
4. The word stench is normally not used, or rather normally not a triggering word for most people. Stench means smell. Stench can mean a terribly pungent odor that's unpleasant. Stench is an acronym in the spy game. The acronym for an agency of sort of counterintelligence. Evil spies, if you will. The bad guys that other agents would refer to.
What does it stand for?
That is an excellent question. I will get you that answer once I find it again in my document. But they've used the word stench very specifically. Something is wrong.
Okay. I just thought you should know. Everyone should probably get a STD check, which also is a code word for something.
I like it. What is the code? What is it supposed to signify, Agent?
It signifies a way to communicate like one-on-one with S, but I need to go down and get like my like encrypted tablet that is still being built. So I'll head down to my lab so that I can contact them.
Understood. You let them know this this sign, this sort of encoded message. While you're on the phone, I'm curious, Roland, Silver, Tracy, what's going on here?
Like I said, Tracy's trying to find out if Bronzefinger is a sperm lover.
Understood. Roland and Silver.
I'm just, idly messing with stuff. Curious where Marvelous Marv went. But, nothing to be alarmed about yet.
Alright, so can I check those hand-commissioned newspapers and see if any of them mention Bronzefinger?
Oh, yes. A number of them do.
Like, I want to see, like, the first, be like, okay, when did Bronzefinger first come into, like, the rivalry game between the two? And so I try to figure out why they're always, like, what happened in that first case to make them constantly be going back and forth between each other.
Understood. You guys sift through his things. You find a number of interesting articles, I guess you could say, and about Bronzefinger and their constant clash. It's all from the point of view of 017. Heavily biased in his favor. Roland, I didn't catch, unless I missed it, what are you up to?
Just idly messing with stuff,
Okay. Do you open up where Silver said for his weapon stash?
Oh, yeah.
Understood. You do this. It is there. There's a weapon stash here. I'll briefly ask Agent DeGale, you are quartermaster. What kind of devices would I know I'm throwing a lot of the narrative control. You tell the story, Jeremy. What would he find in this
Popcorn.
space?
Well, on one side of the room, there's like a standard collection of weapons, like everything that you could ever take into battle. And the other side of the room are like lube blowers and these weird like suspension devices that obviously are meant for couples. And there's a lot of weird things I had to build for him. So you can use your imagination on that side, but most
Sexy.
everything, right? Pretty much everything on the other side, whatever pistols you're looking for, sniper rifles. But then there's like, the shoes that shoot out trank darts, or that there's the electrifying cufflinks. What do you need in there?
Dildo Lance.
I mean, I'm just looking for cool stuff. What size shoes does he wear? I wear 10.
7.
Oh, God.
Wow.
For
Guess
those
I'll
that
just
may be
He had
curious,
incredibly petite feet.
and for Agent DeGale, stands for Society for the Total Extinction of Non-Conforming Humans.
Wow.
They worked the acronym in there.
Huh.
What are we called? What's the good guys?
The agency.
Goody Two Shoes Incorporated.
What does the agency stand for?
The agency.
Oh, damn.
A giant, enormous, new, central,
But is one word. They had to squish it together.
Hyphenated.
You find a number of toys here, Agent Rex. The rest of you kind of meander, find his personal things. You guys delve into a little bit more of what made 017 017. There's a lot of posturing, and there's brief moments of like you think maybe he could have been a person underneath all that, where he kind of has self-reflection and says, maybe I'm not the greatest. And another passage in his journal. Nah, fuck that. I'm the best. I'm the best as ever been. I'm 117, baby. 117.
This guy really cares about his fucking number. We all get them. I'm 4573. Like I don't brag about that.
Agent DeGale, you're still on the phone with S. What goes on here?
You should ask someone else why I eat this pretzel.
Understood. Agent DeMarco.
She's going into the room after, and while Rex is distracted, she literally is walking over to the wall of My Little Pony statues. And she is specifically taking Princess Luna off the shelf and walking back into the office with it.
For someone who doesn't
Oh,
know...
dude, is that Princess? I mean...
for someone who doesn't know ponies, I don't know what Princess Luna is, but I'm...
Do you know... I mean...
You take Princess Luna off the wall. Easily done.
It's a little bigger than the others, so she just kind of... She realizes that Travis is in the room. I need to... bathroom. I'll be right back. And she goes into his private bathroom. Because of course he has one.
Yeah.
Did she leave Princess Luna?
No, she took Princess Luna with her.
And in there,
Tracy,
you notice
Tracy seems to look longingly.
in there, you notice all of the devices that are essentially what I had to build for him to get the perfect hair and the perfectly manicured nails.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things that tax dollars went to pay for just for this one man.
Yeah. Private bathroom with a bunch of devices from Agent DeGale. The walls, the ceiling, the floor, everything is mirrored surface.
What you would have thought eventually you would have grown up out of this phase in your life. Would have thought father would have taught you better.
Excellent. Viewer, dear viewer, a reveal. The camera lingers, kind of pauses. Silver, what does your face convey to the viewer as the camera lingers? Is there any remorse, any regret?
It's a little bit of remorse, but mostly it's just, this is what you became. It's more just, she can't believe he never changed.
A man tied to a number.
Excellent. Cutting back to Agent DeGale, if you are prepared.
I am pretzel
You're
free.
take those pretzels out of your mouth.
Viewer,
Right.
dear viewer, you see the actor for Agent DeGale as the camera cuts back to him. There's a little bit of pretzel.
So I've gone down and gotten my new tablet. Essentially, the encryption, unless it's going directly to the other tablet that S has, if anyone's listening in, it distorts the voice in such a manner as to completely be unintelligible. And I say, S, are you there?
There's another pause as speaks and just, I'm still here, Agent DeGale.
Are you alone?
You'll have to make it quick, Agent DeGale. I'm expecting company.
I believe that 117's Black Book has exposed the agents of the agency to great danger.
An interesting situation we find ourselves in, Agent DeGale. I'll take care of it as soon as I'm back in office. Another role from you as well, if you would. Enigmas and anything in your mental arena.
Five.
S does not expect company. From what you understand of S leads a very private life, and she wouldn't, or they, he, all pronouns, wouldn't explain, wouldn't unveil that aspect of their life to essentially a colleague. There's somebody there with them. An interesting predicament we find ourselves in. She's suddenly very aware of the situation. She knows because somebody is there with her. Her location is leaked.
And her address is in the list, right?
Yes, their address is on the list, absolutely. Florida.
Okay. All right, well, I will meet you in the garage when you return to the office.
Understood, Agent. Look forward to our debrief. Thank you.
And I will hang up. And then I'll run back up the stairs.
There you find your friends kind of looting this place, honestly.
S is in trouble.
Huh?
So, 117's sex book leaked everybody's address, and they were downloading it. Like,
This
everyone's
guy.
in here. Even I'm in here, and there's not a check next to my name, and there's
Yeah,
not a check next to S's name, but
Okay,
S's
so-
address is in here, and they're in trouble.
Why does the checks matter? Why do you care if he fucked you or not?
I'm just... nothing. I'm just pointing it out.
For who?
That someone is there. They...
What does that have to do with okay, let's go. But what is it? Listen, man, you need to go to a therapist.
I'm gonna
Open the
go
door
in.
through the middle of this.
Oh God! Someone's in the bathroom. Oh,
It's just
it was
me.
just you. Okay.
Tuck the pony into my pocket before I come back out.
I'm gonna go in and get a rocket launcher off the wall.
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna go get one of those fancy spy watches.
Those are
Um,
also quite useful.
Because
I would
Tracy's
like-
always been jealous of it.
I would like to use my big red phone.
Excellent. What's it do?
I open a briefcase and there's a phone, and I am going to call the person above the director.
Excellent.
A red phone, it can be one person.
You
Batman.
call. There is a person on the other line. For those who may be wondering, the big red phone can lead to the president, the prime minister, the queen herself, whatever country of origin, whatever agency of origin, whatever political body. You call
Or
the
the
person
Batman.
above the director. There's a. Oh, why did I almost make him Bill Clinton? You you call person on the other line. There's an answer.
See, what's my go-to President X?
His phone has only ever run once before. What's going on?
You need to converge everybody to the director's house and get everybody extra security. We've been compromised. The director's not alone. We need to get people there now. I'm on my way.
Understood. Be safe.
Always.
Phone line hangs up. The alarm is sounded silently, covertly. Spy things. The agency begins to shift. Any trained ear can feel the shift in the air. People beginning to leave their offices. People that are just moving from their spaces. Covertly, quietly. I'm out for coffee. I need to go pick up something. Oh, I have to go pick up another chemical. Slowly, this place begins to filter out. Footsteps, lady and gentlemen, approach 117's office. Heavy heel, the kind that has a pronounced heel. What would you guys like to do?
Are we going to help S, or are we waiting here to see what that is?
They're heading towards the office. Do you want to walk out and encounter the person, or do you want to take the person down when they walk in the office?
There's
Rex,
another way
throw
out.
me a gun.
There's another way out if we want to go help S.
Tracy just stands at her the door holding his gun out. And he used it a third time. Today? Man, 3 times in one day.
So you
My
guys
dad can see me now.
prepare for whoever may be coming. Roland, you have something? I see you hesitating, those lips twitching.
Don't look at my lips. I'll toss her a gun.
This is exciting.
Go for
Him.
a gun.
You do this.
Danger.
Readying yourselves from the corner by the glass to 117's office. You can see a gentleman walking through the hall, going toward your door, the 117's door, dressed in a black suit, black tie, black gloves, cigarette in mouth, all black, smoking those cloves. He has something on his back, however. A backpack of sorts, made of metal. Pipe that leads down his left arm into a what looks like a triggered device, almost like a gun, pointing at the office. What would you guys like to do?
Where's that door? Where's that exit? Let's go.
I shoot first like Han Solo.
As people are, if people follow me, I usher them into the bathroom.
That kid's going to get us all killed.
You guys can usher them into the bathroom. The trigger is being pulled. I'll say, unless you guys do something in particular, I'll need some dex and athletics rolls from everybody.
Can I use fly physics and a ricochet shot to take?
We saw that coming.
Oh, nice.
I like it. An interesting cinematic. Absolutely. Saw that coming. What's it do?
You can use the cinematic to reverse an ambush. Instead of rolling to determine whether an ambush succeeds, all player-controlled characters present may perform a non-hostile action before combat officially starts. This represents the spies recognizing the danger and preparing for it before springing the trap. Additionally, the characters are the only ones who get to act in the first round as though everyone but them were suffering from the surprise complication. Excellent.
So, we zoom out of the movie again. We are taken to a writer's room. This ambush, this one guy, how did he get past all the security? How did he get past... This is an agency. Well, he clearly, he got the address. I mean, it's where he works. 117 sounds like adult. He sounds like he had to put it in his GPS every day before he went to work, right? Yeah, but why would he be allowed to just walk around with a flamethrower?
But everyone left the office, right? Everyone was, going to take care of themselves, or, they were heading to take care of S.
There was a back door.
Okay,
he built the back door.
Came in the back door. What do our heroes do, though? I mean, this isn't a flamethrower. They're going to get scarred up, right? I mean, we can't we can't afford the amount of prosthetics for flame scars in the movie.
Marv, if we can hear him coming and know he's coming because we're just that badass, Marv could have, there's a button, slams everything shut, flame can't get through, bullets can't get through. While we get out the bathroom.
Becomes a panic room, right? Panic room?
Yes.
It's not a panic room. Marv built... Well, it's kind of a panic escape room. There's so the bathroom turns into a hovercraft. I don't know why 117 felt like he needed
We
this.
don't think we have the budget. We can't show. Okay, we can allude to the hovercraft. We don't have the budget. Isaiah, do we have the budget for a hovercraft?
No,
we
have a
Willy
budget for my
Wonka
beautiful
and
ricochet
stare.
shot.
Look, Willy Wonka, stare at the glass ceiling, and then you just have glass exploding. It won't cost us as much, and then we move to a green screen where we're hovering.
Right.
That's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
okay.
I went on
The entire
VidEasy.
room elevates
went on-
and turns into an airplane afterwards.
You're in charge of the budget. Are you keeping track of this?
Well, we just do. Yeah, I mean, it should be easy.
How
If you go on,
be honest
if you
with
go
me,
on
how in the red are we?
VidEasy.com, there's like free stock footage of.
Listen, we can afford my explosion. We cannot afford this.
Okay. I like this. I like this idea. All right, we've already had our big explosion, so we could do this. Edge, be honest with me. How much in the red are we?
I mean, we're not in the red yet. We're yellow.
Okay,
maybe.
okay. So we're gonna do.
Kind of orangey.
So we're
Yeah,
doing.
well, those guys don't understand books.
So we're doing panic room hovercraft.
Yeah.
All right. After this, we can't do any more rewrites. We can't do any more of this. Got it? We got to stick with the script.
But if you sell your nudes, we could make this. We
I just
could
wanna blow up
beat
the
the
tank,
budget.
No one buys them. I've only been on OnlyFans for weeks.
We'll sell NFTs, bro. Get over it.
We zoom. God damn it, Isaiah. We zoom out of this boardroom back into the scene. The footage gets a little blurry, just cuts, and you, dear viewer, see the gentleman in black walking through the hall. Who hits the button?
Marv,
Yeah, I
his
do.
room.
So, Agent Gale, you smack a button underneath the desk. Metal blinds sort of drop down. These heavy metal barricades begin to drop. Flames already begin to fire underneath. You can see the lick of flame. You, dear viewer, see as this button is pushed. The scene goes a bit grainy as the room begins to shake and sort of drift away. It cuts to the outside of the agency, cliffside along one of the mountains. Begins to drift away from a chunk of rock and metal. Honestly, looks pretty good for what looks maybe as a string on a model.
Stop motion. So live action stop.
I don't know. It might be like a sci-fi movie where it's obviously really bad 3D effects.
Like 1994 Star Trek.
Excellent.
I mean, we didn't add Godzilla in there. Come on now.
That would be Cyclops.
You guys
Next
are
time.
in your.
Cyclops.
The scene cuts back into your panic office hovercraft. Little loosey
I
goosey with
lean
the cinematic,
out
but
with-
I'll allow it.
I lean out with the rocket launcher and I'm like, "This is for 017," and I launch it into the gaping hole in the side.
You
Oh
the
my
exterior
goodness.
still open because we didn't have the budget for all 4 walls at this point. You lean out. The gentleman takes the gloves, or rather takes the glasses off. You can see piercing gray eyes.
From it.
Reaches down
Fuck you, Abe Froman!
for a
Son of a
for a sidearm, pulls the right glove off, and you can see an encased bronze finger. So they aim. Go ahead and give me anybody and everybody can give me cunning. Anything you guys would need to hear what he says. His cool one-liner.
Three.
Or
7.
6.
Good lord, guys.
I want Enigma's
You
kind
guys
of
all see using kind of lip reading and the hearing. Roland, that program you undertook, you can hear a little bit more cleanly than your friends. You all see his lips move, and he begins to speak. Rumors of my capture have been greatly, and then you fire Agent Gale. Take narrative control. What happens? You've cut him off. What does the explosion look like?
As this rocket flies into the room as his, he's trying to one-line us, and it just hits him full in the chest, and then it explodes, and like fire shoots out of the hole in the side, and then it goes in. You see a camera angle from inside the building, and fire way more fire than's possible with one rocket launcher. Just
Again,
fire
stop motion
billows throughout. It's
like
obviously like just layers and layers of the
office.
same fire, right?
Footage is just being looped.
Excellent, excellent. So this rocket is fired. Bronzefinger goes up in flames. This hovercraft, this last shot, a little bit grainier, dear viewer, sees our heroes flying off into the sun. Into the sunset, I should say.
Oh, shit.
Not into the sun.
That's a hell of a...
Into the sunset as the mountain compromised, the vehicles beginning to spew out other agency hovercrafts begin to leave the mountain as this place is evacuated.
Just moves.
The agency
Calm down.
The agency compromised. Our heroes uncovering a deep plot. The title flashes again over the screen. Bronzefinger. The credits begin to roll. You, viewer, dear viewer, sit waiting for an end credit scene. As you always faithfully do, Marvel has changed the game. It's impossible to tell nowadays.
It's just Tracy eating a burrito.
And indeed, your patience pays off. You find yourself at the end of the credits in a laboratory, graded floors, a man walking, feet.
Just to stop and eat a burrito.
Or at least somebody walking. You see a woman clad in almost like a cyan suit. Black shoes, silver rings on her left hand. Her skin is tan, her hair dark black, pulled into a ponytail that cascades down her back. Almost like a title card, a little location card somewhere in southern Nevada. Dr. Sometime looks up at this canister, smile creasing over her lips. You're going to be a very valuable asset to me. I'll enjoy the time we have left together. You can see in the tube, in this liquid, floats a naked gentleman covered by the silhouette, to keep with his modesty, the silhouette of Dr. Sometime, Agent 017.
Fucking knew it.
Agent Jimmy Band.
Goddamn
Title
Jimmy, they can't
fades to
stay
black.
dead.
The end? ... Question mark. Viewer, dear viewer, the lights begin to rise. The gentleman in the front row is now standing, facing you. Wears glasses, that same haircut, comb to the side, broad-shouldered, slim waist, that typical V shape. Did you enjoy the show? I hope you did. How would you like to be more than a viewer? Yes, what the tale you've seen is true. We brought this to your town to see who may have the bravery, the gumption, the courage. Yes, you, dear viewer. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to handle a situation that was left by Agent 117. What do you say, viewer? Will you join the agency? And that is where we'll close today's episode of They Came From Classified, the one-shot known as Bronzefinger. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, a lot of tropes, a lot of nonsense.
Better have liked it.
Oh my god, we hope you enjoyed it. we hope you really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to write. The manuscript is a lot of fun. I can't wait for the book to officially be released. There's a lot of cool stuff in this. What do you guys think?
Remember,
It's cool.
hashtag hate Jimmy
It's
Ben.
fun. Right.
Fuck that guy.
Disclaimer: Jimmy
I
Band.
love this.
Yeah, disclaimer: Jimmy Band's not in this book. Jimmy
But you should
Band
hate him anyways.
is
Bring him into your games and hate him.
yeah. So
But is Stench in there?
Stench is in there.
Then that's all you need, really.
Stench is in there.
Make your own acronym for agency.
This was kind of my, like I said, please don't hate me, Matthew Dawkins, Hiromi Koda, all the writers. This was kind of like my prelude into what leads into one of their missions in the manuscript.
Nice.
The mission in the manuscript details that a list of agents and their personal information has been leaked somehow. Doesn't allude to it.
Because I'm horny dog.
And I led into that through a blundering idiot. So
Jimmy Ben's in his little fuckbook.
again, if you're a writer for They Came From Classified and you happen to see this, please don't hate me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and just as the show announced, viewer, you can take part in this. You can fix this problem by going to the Kickstarter, backing it, and getting your hands on They Came From Classified.
Next time, blow up the tank.
Yeah, a little loosey-goosey with some of those cinematics, but I like it. So in closing, let's go around. If you guys want to go and tell us who you are, what you do, plug yourself. Usually, I'm the only one that does that, but I know somebody pointing. I'm not on my screen.
Stop pointing at me,
Jeremy up there shaking his
Jeremy,
head.
that one.
Yeah, the gentleman
Over
up
here
there,
for you
that
guys.
one.
Over
For
here
that
for the
guy.
viewers. Usually, I'm usually the only one that has things to plug. But Jeremy's here, so we'll go around the room. Jeremy, things to plug. Who you are?
Well, you're not on my show anymore, so I can't. It's just not the same without you.
I'm
So
not
why would I
worth it.
plug it?
You gotta. Who are you? What do you do?
No, I'm trying to guilt you. See, this is me guilting you.
One day I'll have time again.
I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. You can follow me here on Twitch at WH Publications, which on Wednesdays we play. Currently, we're doing a Ravenloft stream called Through the Mists. And then every other Saturday, with this Saturday being one of them, we get to play, which is where we do one-shots of systems we've never played before. So if you want to watch a bunch of people fumble through a game, kind of like today, come on over. Both of those are at 2:30 Eastern. So afternoon game, sit back, relax, have some beer or something, and enjoy some games with us.
Excellent. Speaking from personal experience, WH Publications, aka Jeremy's stuff, is really great. That is the most horrifying thing. There was a tiny
I was
doll
about to
emerging
say
from the darkness.
this hovering tiny doll looking around, just like
Through the Mist is really great. The people that Jeremy finds to play games with him are really fantastic. It's really good stuff. You should check it out. That's my special plug. Roland Rex, who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you?
I'm nobody. Yeah, that's really it. I'm known as Edge. You usually catch me with Ramos the Nomad on his channel. Fridays do vampire stuff, and here on Sundays, doing science stuff with him. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Did I see there's some Nyarlathotep happening on
Nyarlathotep.
Sundays?
Yeah. We'll
Oh
get to
my
that.
gosh.
Tracy Morgraine, who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you?
Oh, nowhere. I don't exist. I'm just Isaiah. I go to college. And then you can find me on Fridays playing Book of Science with Rolling Nomads. Other than that,
Excellent.
I don't
Hence
exist.
the lack of Twitter handle under your name.
yeah, I don't exist. I'm not real. I'm a figment of your imagination. You guys really need to lay off all the drugs.
That's because you're
Bad for
Sabat.
you.
Excellent.
Bad for you.
Excellent. Silver DeMarco, who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you?
Typically with the Rolling Nomads, doing that Kindred Come. I'm on social media as Cosmic Bitch with a Y, not an I.
Excellent. As for me, I'm Ramos the Nomad. You can find me everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. That's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all the social media things. And as many of these lovely people said, you can find me and them and a lot of my friends over on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, where we do Vampire the Masquerade, a Sabbat Chronicle, every Friday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In
Take it over Mexico.
In addition to that, yes, they're taking over Mexico, kind of. In addition to that, you can find us over here on twitch.tv/Onyx Path, running a Scion Chronicle every Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Time zones are hard.
Yeah.
Where we've just had a talk with one of our Scion's daddies, who turned out to be Nyarlathotep. So that's fun. Tentacles and eldritch things. In addition, we usually have another Vampire Chronicle on Sundays, Thy Kindred Come. However, for the month of April, we'll be taking a small hiatus, and then we're going to be relocating the schedule, relocating the time slot after Scion. Keep up to date with that by following @_Rolling Nomads on Twitter. That's where we will post updates and new shows are going to come out and where we're going to be rescheduling Thy Kindred Come. In addition, one more thing. You can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Rolling Nomads, where we upload all of our Scion and our Vampire stuff, and basically everything we do on Twitch. So if you aren't keen to be on the Purple app, or maybe miss it live, or maybe doing stuff, and you really want to pay attention to it, it's on YouTube. That's me. Yep. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys very much, and we really hope you enjoyed the movie. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Go back to Kickstarter.
Go back to Kickstarter.
Go back to the Kickstarter.
Oh,
Thank
check
you,
the
Onyx
Kickstarter.
Path.
Thank you, Onyx Path. We are clear.